so in today's Biz Focus, I want to start with a crazy question. Have you ever imagined going back in time by 100 years? Well, recently I traveled to a scenic spot in central China's Henan province, and in there, it has managed to achieve that. So without further ado, let's check it out. Crowded billboards, busy rickshaw drivers, modern folks. This is 1930s Shanghai. Wait, hold on a minute. This vintage-looking street is actually in the outskirts of central China's Zhengzhou city, and it's not a real street, but a man-made scene in this tourism complex, Jianye Movie Town. The most attractive part of this movie town is that it makes you feel like you are a movie star. It is this thing called immersive experience, or in other words, role-playing. The tourist attraction gives the visitors a chance to try on movie props, interact with actors, and most popularly, take nice photos. I decided to do as the Romans do and transform myself into a completely different person. What's going to happen next? Maybe it's not a good idea to dress up like an ancient Chinese kung fu master in some places like this, because only 5 minutes after I changed my clothes, and there are already 3 tourists approach me and ask where the restaurant is. They thought I was one of the staff here, so I kindly told them I have no idea. Unfortunately, we have been so unlucky. The rain barely stopped when we were filming, but the enthusiasm from both the tourists and the actors didn't fade at all, even lasting throughout the night. In recent years, this kind of immersive experience has been favored by Chinese consumers, especially the young generation.
这种第一次来，比方说演出嘛，就很有趣嘛。
最后一路游戏那个地方身临其境，就是感觉回到了当时那个年代嘛，就有那种感觉。
演员们也都很敬业嘛。
During the 5-day Labor Day holiday in May this year, Jianye Movie Town welcomed 180,000 tourists, and so far this year, the number of visitors has almost tripled from that of last year. Interactive experiences aside, cultural elements are also why the scenic spot has become so popular.
Our main motivation is to protect and expand the culture of the Central Plains. In fact, many tourists who come here can truly understand what they have learned from history books. We have managed to cultivate some of Zhengzhou's local culture and restore the once forgotten neighborhoods in our movie town.
That was the most fun business trip I've ever had. Well, during my time there, I noticed that the tourist attraction has brought economic benefits to the surrounding areas. Most importantly, employment. It gives locals there better work choices. Take a look. The Jianye Movie Town is located in the suburbs of Zhengzhou city of Henan province, 30 kilometers away from the city center. Before the movie town settled here, this place, known as Dameng Town, was pretty rural. Most residents here could only make a living through farming, with their income subjected to the weather conditions. But now, they're able to pursue more comfortable jobs without commuting far away.
We have nearly 600 employees, and nearly 80% of them are nearby residents. They are mainly concentrated in many of our frontline positions, such as those in the departments of security, engineering, maintenance, and customer service, and some work in our stores. Compared to farming, their income have definitely increased.
Li Guojian is a security guard here. He has taken up the job after the opening of the movie town in 2019. As a father of 3 kids, proximity is what made him move away from his previous job that required frequent travel.
I'm a local. I came here to work because it's close to my home. It took less than 10 minutes by driving, so I can take good care of my family. Well, for this man, who used to make his living through temporary jobs, steady income is what he's most satisfied with in his current job.
The most direct thing that this job brings me is stable income. I'm paid monthly, and I have Social Security now. After I retire, I can receive a pension, and I think I will use the money to go out to have fun.
And for Zhu Junyan, a 35-year-old mother of two, she has found benefits from taking her job to the next level and found self-improvement.
I used to be a housewife, which means I was not really in touch with overall society. However, after coming to Movie Town, I've been able to meet a lot of people. In terms of communication skills, I feel that I'm making progress.
The service sector has led China's business recovery. Official data shows the country's service businesses have expanded rapidly this year. Economically, when a scenic spot is built, it not only creates jobs inside its complex, but will also drive the employment surrounding its various supply chains. So for places like where the movie town is located, a tourism spot can inject growth momentum.
Well, now as you see, Tianyu is right here by my side, so let's get more discussions on that. First of all, you absolutely look like a movie star, Tianyu, to me. That really seemed like a fun trip that you made. So what impressed you the most?
Well, definitely people's enthusiasm. The first day we got there, I wouldn't say it's pouring rain, but it rained very heavily. So we thought the last show of the day, which is outside and people have to follow the actors to transit in different areas in the complex, was going to be canceled. And no people stayed that late in that kind of poor weather conditions. But actually we were wrong. There are like a couple of hundreds people there, with their raincoat and taking the umbrella, and the actors performed in the rain. The performances were excellent. It didn't get affected by the rain at all. So I would say it's kind of like a reflection of China's recovery in the service sector. The non-manufacturing PMIs for the first of 5 months have stayed above 54, which means it's quickly expanding. So I would say I witnessed how the service sector's recovery has leading China's overall economic recovery.
It just shows so much enthusiasm that people has, and also the money that they're willing to pay to enjoy a different experience. So we do have so many theme parks across the country. Many of them are overseas brands, like we have Disneyland, Universal Studios. How are they different from the homegrown brands, the ones that you visited?
The biggest difference is in culture. The place I've been is based on the culture of China's Central Plains. And if we are talking about the Beijing's Universal Resort or Shanghai's Disneyland, it's based on the Western culture. So, but China has a very, very long history. So many of these theme parks usually are based on the real cultural heritage. So what you experience there is not like fairy tales or sci-fi movies, but some real stuff.
All right, great stuff, Tianyu. I hope you had fun there. Thank you so much. We look forward to your next episode. Thank you very much.
Thanks.